What's going on, guys? I apologize. Disclaimer. I kept on pronouncing Ochai Agbaji throughout this video. Yes, there's a reason I took speech class in kindergarten. I really do apologize. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
God damn it, Bacchus! Learn fucking English!
Clock down to 7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home! Broke his ankles!
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm very excited because we're going to be talking about NBA draft prospects. I'm an absolute nerd when it comes to this type of thing, and the New York Knicks ended up with the 11th overall pick when it came to the 2022 NBA draft lottery. I really do understand Knicks fans' passion and frustrations of not landing a top 5 pick, that first overall pick specifically. We haven't gotten that first overall pick in a long time. We haven't moved up in the draft since we went on to draft Patrick Ewing, of course, and that was a very long time ago, back in 1985. But now the New York Knicks, we didn't move up, we didn't move down. We had a 77% chance of getting the 11th overall pick, so I was not disappointed. I literally put on my community tab, I'm not going to stream the draft lottery because most likely we're going to end up with the 11th overall pick, which we did. And yeah, I'm going to be covering these prospects, and hopefully you like some of these players. And when it comes draft night, you're like, wow, I'm familiar with this guy because I watched Noah's video and he tried his best, so cut him some slack even if this player ends up sucking. So we're going to be starting off with a wing here. He's a shooting guard out of Kansas. He's a senior, a little bit of an older prospect. His name's Ochai Agbaji. He's a shooting guard who stands at 6'5", 215 pounds with a 6'10" wingspan. A pretty solid physical profile, and at best, he's going to be a starter who's very solid or very good alongside RJ Barrett for years to come. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. When I take a look at his overall film, I do give his overall film and just everything put together, his physical tools, what he brings to the table, I give him a B+ grade. I don't see star, but again, like players' mentalities, like it doesn't just come down to physical tools and talent. It comes down to your mentality as well. How bad do you really want it and your attitude? And at worst, I think he's going to be a very valuable bench player, and he's really improved since like arriving at Kansas. Like he was not a great three-point shooter arriving at Kansas. He shot 30% from three. His defense wasn't the greatest. He wasn't as strong as he is now. He wasn't as disciplined, but he's just improved every single year, especially his junior and senior year. He's been much better on the defense of the basketball. He's a much improved three-point shooter. When you just take a look at the improvement here when it comes to beyond the arc, his freshman year he shot 30% from beyond the arc, 33.8% his sophomore year, 37.7% his junior year. Then he shot 40.7% from three his senior year, and it's on a pretty good volume, attempting 6 threes per game. And you take a look at his overall numbers, he was one of the best players in collegiate basketball when it came to overall scoring and just impacting his team, helping his team go to the tournament, of course. He averaged 18.8 points per game his senior year, 1.6 assists, 5.1 rebounds, 47.5% from the field, 40.7% from three, and then you kind of see a lack of his touch a little bit when he shot 74.3% from the free throw line his senior year, and he hasn't been a really consistent free throw shooter. We even saw it in the tournament a little bit, 0.9 steals per game, 1.7 fouls per game. He's become a lot more disciplined on the defense side of the basketball in 35 minutes of play. So what I love about Ochai Agbaji when you watch him out there on the floor, he has a very great mentality. He doesn't give up on a play at all. He runs the floor like an absolute beast, and he just makes huge hustle impact plays on both ends of the floor. And he just has this high motor, and that's what you love. Someone that communicates, someone who's just a great teammate. He doesn't give up on your team at all, like no matter what the score is. He definitely brings a high character attitude, and it just speaks volume of his high character attitude of improving every single year, his shot every year. So he really is locked in on his craft. So obviously the first thing we have to talk about is his three-point shooting, and he really thrives coming off of pin downs. He's not someone that's going to kill you with some crazy step back threes or just kill you like in a lethal way performing off the dribble. He is someone that really has plays designed for him when it comes to shooting the basketball, but just his shooting pocket, his quick release, fluid mechanics. He has pretty solid elevation to rise upon like any type of personnel, and he just has a fantastic shot. His shot is unbelievable. He could shoot it from any range, even if the NBA three-point line is longer than the college three-point line. I know the EuroLeague three-point line, I believe, is the second longest in the world, or it may be the WNBA, but he's very good at range, and he doesn't take questionable shots. When there is room, he's going to shoot it, but then also if it's in a big-time moment and he thinks he has enough elevation, he's going to shoot it. He just doesn't shoot shots for no reason. He's not someone that's really going to shoot it early in the shot clock. He's a high IQ player. He's a senior. He's really improved when it's come to those types of things. Like, you take a look at his freshman and sophomore year, he took many shots early in the shot clock, but he's really going to set the tone with this shot. He's unbelievable from beyond the arc. Like I said, he's not some crazy performer off the dribble when it comes to creating a shot. He's not like some Stephen Curry or Trae Young or anything like that, or any type of lethal creator like a Devin Booker, if you know what I mean. So when he does create, though, it is good enough, in my opinion, to be a starting caliber player because he's such a lethal three-point shooter, because he shot over 40% from beyond the arc. There's really hard closeouts on him, so he does a really good job utilizing pump fakes, getting the defender up in the air, or creating separation, taking a dribble in for a more quality shot. He's very poised. He doesn't panic when the defense closes out on him. Not like he doesn't have a second move he goes to. He has a very solid pump fake, one dribble, put it on the floor, but then he also has a sidestep as well. But I love his quick release. It's just lightning quick, very smooth mechanics. Like, he's gotten so much better just three-point shot. It is insane how much better he's gotten. But he's not, like, again, he's not some guy that's gonna beat you off the dribble with some crazy handle. He's more of a straight line drive guy. He's solid body control and does a good job using his strength. He is pretty strong for someone that is 6'5". Because of his strength, it makes up for like his adequate or solid height. But he's not going to have some crazy finesse around the rim. He doesn't have some crazy package. He doesn't get to the free throw line a lot, but he has improved going to the free throw line like 4 times a game. You'd like to see him knock it down at a higher clip, but he's really good fundamentals, like I mentioned, using the pump fake, the one dribble. So he's not just a strictly catch and shoot guy. He could somewhat put the ball on the floor of attacking the rim, but don't expect him to just break down guys like crazy. But he can improve. Who knows? He has that work ethic. He's mentally tough. He's just always willing to get better. So when it comes to scoring on his own, like creating wise, I'll give him like a C+. He's average in that department. He's quick enough to get by people. He doesn't have some crazy burst. Yes, his handle's alright. Like, he only puts the ball on the floor, or he puts the ball on the floor, but he doesn't put the ball on the floor in unnecessary situations. And that's just not how the offense is run for him, to continuously put the ball on the floor. He didn't have some crazy playmaking duties. He might be working on a more versatile offensive game in the offseason, but shooting 40.7% from downtown on 6.5 attempts is extremely impressive. That is great efficiency, and I definitely do think his shot's going to translate to the next level, because he's not just taking these right at the three-point line, like just right at the line. Like, these are from way downtown. His confidence is off the charts. If it's towards the end of the games, setting the tone, his shot is definitely amazing, and I mentioned his improvement shooting the three ball. Yeah, he's a fundamental driver of the basketball. I know I got into that a little bit. Most of the time, it's like using the rim or backboard for his protection on the other side at times. He is a solid athlete. If he has an open lane, he will be able to throw it down, but he just recognizes the way defenses are playing him. He knows when he's a floater. He knows when he uses physicality. He knows when to be a straight line driver. He's not going to have some crazy wiggle to him or anything like that, but he's a solid driver of the basket, not some fantastic finisher, but good enough for the NBA level. But I will say he's a solid handle. It's not good, it's not great, it could still continue to get better. He's just very fundamental when it comes to his handle. But getting back to his three-point shot, which really helps him out when it comes to other sides of the ball. When you're such a great three-point shooter, obviously you're a threat outside on the perimeter, and they're gonna look to close out on you. They're gonna look to really play those lanes, making sure you don't get those comfortable shots on the left wing or in the corner. They're really gonna try to play the passing lanes there, which really opens up the paint. And he does a really great job of flashing, pretending he's going to cut outside of the three-point line or look for a dribble handoff or look for a pin down or a fake screen, and then he cuts back door very strong. And not like it's just for some layups, it's for some alley-oops. He does have that level of athleticism. He is a very solid athlete, or you could say he's a very good athlete. But yes, you could hit him rolling to the basket with alley-oops, with bounce passes. He cuts very hard. He's a very good cutter back door. And he kind of reminds me of Mikal Bridges in that department. Because Mikal Bridges is a very solid three-point shooter, he can utilize his underrated athleticism of cutting back door. The paint will be available because of his three-point shot and closing out on him. Getting into his playmaking, yes, he didn't average a lot of assists per game. He didn't even average 3 assists per game, but he wasn't really put in that role to play make. But not like he can't make reads at all. Like he makes solid pocket passes when he is kind of trapped offensively at times because he was one of the main focal points of that offense. So he wasn't able to get a shot off. He was able to make the basic reads. He wouldn't panic. He's pretty poised in big time situations, which I really do like about Ochai. So yeah, he makes solid pocket passes. Like when he does dribble penetrate and maybe he gets shut off a little bit, he's good at dumping it off to the big man and just making the right reads. Nothing spectacular to write home about when it comes to passing the basketball for Ochai. But one of my favorite things about Ochai, he averages 5 rebounds per game at 6'5", which is pretty damn good. His positioning is off the charts. He loves fighting. If it's scrapping for a rebound off of a missed free throw, a 3-point shot, going to the basket, he just has extremely great positioning. He just has a willingness to get the ball. He has a very good nose for the ball. He just knows the way the ball's gonna come off of the rim. But yeah, he's very good at boxing out. He has the strength, he has the physicality. He's even shown to like box out like small forwards at times that may be taller, but he has the leverage, he has the strength, he just has the motivation to go out there and get the basketball. He's very determined. I would say that's a great way to describe him, but he's physical, he fights for position, and I would say that's on both sides of the ball. And I like the way he plays off the ball when it comes to defense. He does a really good job getting deflections. He does a really good job rotating over. I really like the way he plays off the ball. Like I said, weak side, his timing of coming over, and then on the ball, his lateral quickness is very solid, and he has a solid wingspan. For someone that's 6'5", a 6'10" wingspan is pretty impressive because RJ's 6'6", 6'7", around in that department, and he's a 6'10" wingspan. But using his strength to shut off guys and having that solid lateral quickness, using that wingspan sometimes to reject shots or even alter shots. But I really do like what he brings to the table. I think he's going to be a very solid, just at best a very good player. I don't know if he'll be an all-star, but I think he'll be a very nice role player for whatever team he goes to moving forward. And maybe there is somewhat of a questionable fit with the New York Knicks because they need more shot creation, in my opinion. So if Ochai will want to be a future starter for the Knicks someday, like there will have to be more creativity. There will have to be no more Tom Thibodeau. RJ's going to have to take a huge step when it comes to shooting off the dribble. We're going to need a point guard that could really perform off the dribble. And just looking at the assist, he doesn't dominate the ball. That was just the position he was in when it came to pin downs and the offense that was really designed around him. He's actually a very unselfish player that is just willing to win at all costs. But what an improvement his junior and senior year. I'm really rooting for him. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.